Good evening to all the listeners and viewers. Welcome to the Forza Barca podcast. This is your host Shubham. Again, as usual, I have with me my friend and my co-host Aniket joining in from Vancouver. Aniket, welcome. And wow, what a jam-packed Sunday it is. We started with a cricket game. So to all the listeners who don't know, this is Asia Cup, which is like a continental cup going on in cricket, and the El Clasico of cricket, which is India versus Pakistan, played today. So we started with that game, an amazing jam-packed game, and then right on we started watching Barcelona game. So we cannot expect more from this Sunday. First India won, and then Barcelona won in even a better fashion. So let's talk about it.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon. Yes, man, it was a well packed Sunday, I would say. It was just the morning time when I woke up at 7 o'clock or something like that. India Pakistan match was on its peak. And after that, we got today's match. I mean, you can't expect anything more than this on a Sunday. First of all, India won, and second of all, Barcelona won. So, a very happy Sunday for India and Barcelona fans. And let's keep moving with the happiness here.
Yeah, but before we discuss the happiness and we analyze the game, we need to discuss the bomb that we experienced in the midweek in the UCL. UEFA Champions League draw for the group stages. Barca draw Bayern Munich Internazionale, and then Victoria Plzen in Group C. Aniket, couldn't have been tougher. So, for example, Bayern, we haven't have, we haven't been having like a good experience with Bayern since, let's say, last 3-4 seasons. That 8-2 really hurt us. The last season, especially when we lost like 6-0 in two legs, of course, it hurt us because we were nowhere close to what physicality and the technical stuff that Bayern or any German club, because we had a problem with Frankfurt as well in Europa League. So starting with Lewandowski, the new addition to Barca, he cannot wait to go back to Allianz Arena to settle his score. And then Xavi this time gets another get go, as we discussed. He lost to Bayern last season 6-0, and now he has chance to return that favor. And when we talk about Inter, they are looking very strong contenders for Scudetto, especially with Lukaku and Lautaro Martinez as their duo. Aniket, both the teams. I mean, even Victoria Pilsen, we are not very sure of how the season was for them. It can really hurt Barca's chances to get qualified into next round.
I definitely agree with you, Shubham. See, this group is not a cakewalk for Barcelona. First of all, we have Bayern with us, one of the greatest club in Bundesliga. After that, we have Inter to compete against. And seeing the form of Barcelona, it could be a realistic possibility to get the second place in this group. I'm not. Uh, I'm not so confident about the first position as of now because the season has just started and it has so many things to unfold. But a realistic position would be second one, and I would also like to see Barcelona in the second position because if we progress in Champions League, we would get a little bit of more fund, a little bit of more Champions League money, sponsorship. The fans would come to the stadium to watch the game and so on and so forth. So that would also help the club financially if we qualify this group. So let's see how time has everything to tell and how the season progresses.
Yeah, I agree with you, especially with this finances, because what Laporta and his board, they took the risk of selling their not selling, but at least leasing out the assets for like few period of time, and the
Yeah.
only way Barca can recover this amount of money, and also the fan support, which is really important in these tough times, especially after Messi's departure. So is Champions League, and playing good
Yeah.
and winning. I mean, okay, winning trophies is next level, but at least qualifying into next round. So I completely agree with you.
Qualifying to next level. Yes,
Yeah.
qualifying is most important thing. Winning trophies, it depends. It has so many factors associated with it, but at least qualify and go ahead in the Champions League. That would be great if we can do that.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to have Barca's technique and Real Madrid's, uh, I don't know, black
Black
magic,
magic.
yeah, to get qualified into next round. But anyway, uh, let's start and discuss about this game today against Real Valladolid. So Barca host Real Valladolid on Spotify Camp Nou for their third La Liga fixture after a crushing defeat against La Real 4-1 at Saint Sebastian. Barcelona, of course, would want to wanted to retain their form in this match too and dominate the ball because in the last game, as we know, Xavi made some changes in the formation, in the personnel, and then first half did not go as planned. And of course, Ansu Fati's magic and Lewandowski's vision and his brilliance, we overcame Anoeta quite comfortably at the end. But of course, Xavi would want to have this momentum going on, and uh, Xavi's boy did not disappoint. Clearly, I mean, 4-0 win, a very comfortable one. 2-0 in first half, 2-0. I mean, 2-0 in the second half. It was perfect. It was a perfect game. Perfect game for defenders. Perfect game for Ter Stegen. Perfect game for midfielders. Perfect game for strikers. So Aniket. But before going to analyzing the game and stuff, can you please elaborate and discuss a bit about lineup, please?
Let's do it. So the lineups this time, Xavi went for a 4-3-3 formation because uh, that seems to be the Barcelona formation. I am quite sure about it. 4-3-3. It's meant for Barcelona, and this time the 4-3-3 worked quite well for Xavi and his boys. We had Dembele, Lewandowski, Rafinha as our attackers for this game. Pedri, Busquets, and Gavi were in the midfield. Balde, Eric Garcia, Ronaldo Araujo, and Jules Kounde. They were our defenders for today. And Marc-Andre Ter Stegen started as our goalkeeper. One more important thing: Jules Kounde. Meanwhile, in the week, we were able to register him uh, in the team, and he was one of the key players for today. And quite from the start, he just banged it on, and the game was on.
Yeah, I mean, uh, to discuss a bit about the lineup, when we at least for me, when I saw the lineup for the first time, it was really hard for me to understand if Xavi is going with a 4-3-3 or a 3-4-2-1
Yeah,
or a three
yeah,
four one two because all let's say analysts and journalists were giving out different formations. All the applications were like suggesting that yes, Balde is going to be on as the wing back, and then it will be a
yeah,
three
yeah.
because with Araujo as a right back, it was seeming like it could be a three, and then it was all messed up. But yes, as you said, 4-3-3 was Xavi's formation, and team looked comfortable, didn't it? It was
Oh, oh yes, oh yes.
from as you said, from minute one, it was perfect. The team looked comfortable, and first, as already said, that first half was actually a very good start for Barcelona because, as we discussed in a couple of previous episodes, is Xavi doesn't look like a first half manager. He's at least right now, seemingly, he is more of like a reactive manager. So he's looking what's happening in the first half and then trying those changes by substitution in the second half to overcome every single game. But this time, his plan clearly worked because from minute one, both the wingers, Dembele and Rafinha, they were looking, dynamic, making easy runs. Pedri, Gavi, making easy runs on the center midfield, very comfortably. And Lewandowski, man, I mean, what can we discuss about him? And it was a very comfortable game, and defense, attack, midfield, everything was properly blended. Uh, would you like to add something to this?
Yeah, let's just start from let's just go from the start. For the first 10 minutes, I could remember we got around two of the opportunities from corner kicks to score, but unfortunately, Barcelona could not turn those into goals. But team looked pretty solid and pretty good. Like they were creating, they were passing the ball. The domination on the ball was always the ball was always on Barcelona's side, and they were having some impactful passes. In the 11th minute, Rafinha receives a ball. in the dangerous position on the right wing, dribbles it a bit, and perfectly crosses it over to Lewandowski. And this guy is not wasting his time at all, gets the ball on his heads towards the goal. But what unfortunate situation this man is in. It could have been a goal, it should have been a goal, but unfortunately, it was saved. I mean, it hit the woodwork. There was a chance for Lewandowski to come back and score it again, but it was too late for him to do that as well. Opportunity missed, and the scoreline is still 0-0.
Yeah, at that time, it seemed that it's easier for the ball to go inside than to stay outside. But as you said, 0-0.
Yeah, I mean, what a misfortune.
Yeah,
Nothing to add about it.
yeah. But 15 minutes in, Kounde excellence. I mean, he. So first of all, he was very comfortable. So he started, as you said, he started as it. So he was a bit, let's say, uh, in the last week, he said that to Xavi first of all that he doesn't want to play as a right back. Then
Mhm.
Araujo, chronology two, Xavi wanted Araujo to start as a right back. He doesn't look comfortable. Then today, with Araujo clearly indicated as a right back by so many different media outlets, it was quite clear that Kounde could be a centre back and Araujo could be a right back,
Mhm.
but it was not. Kounde was playing as a right back, and 15 minutes in, very comfortably, he gets his he due to his excellence, he gets the ball, he passes the ball to Gavi, who was free on the corner of the right, on the box, and Gavi had like a good run in from the right box, but quickly surrounded by the Valladolid players. Opportunity missed, and I mean, as we discussed, Gavi is actually very good, especially in getting the ball. But there is a bit of problem, let's say, in passing the ball. So probably he's
Mm.
delaying his decision to trigger that pass or that cross, or maybe he can do this stuff in training, and then he just needs to execute it. He just needs to believe himself much more in the game. Of course, he's talented, as we know. But so much action was going on in the game in general. Barcelona's attacking mindset, was clearly visible throughout the game. Total dominance on the ball. Xavi on the sidelines, he never sits. For example, he always dictates his player. Okay, to maintain the structure of the formation, to all, especially to all the wing backs and wingers, to come outside, to give space, to have space, so that the center backs could also to get confused, so they try to go out, especially to go out to the wingers, and then Lewandowski can have some space inside. And 22 minutes in, Barcelona again gets a chance, thanks to Dembele. He has a good go, a very good go, almost a goal, but again he hits the woodwork. Lovely turn from Lewandowski, and to make that pass a possibility, but unfortunately still 0-0.
Then comes the moment in the match. It was in the 24th minute. Lewandowski scores for the third time in Barcelona t-shirt. How does that sound, Shubham? Eh?
Yeah.
It was
Still, I still
it
cannot
was
believe it. By the way, Lewandowski for Barca. I still need some time.
still needs some time to digest it. Yes, right. But anyways, it was a perfect goal. I mean, Rafinha had the ball running down from the right hand side, uh, crosses it perfectly to Lewandowski, who was in the center. And what a goal! What a touch by Dembele! It was perfect. It was pitch perfect. He just had to do one thing: touch the ball, and it would have been goal. And that's what he did. And that's what a great player symbolizes. And yes, 24 minutes, Barcelona leading the game 1-0. And yeah, after 24, after the cooling time, it was around 30th minute. Dembele and Rafinha again switches their position on the wings, putting the Valladolid's defender in quite a mystery. Like, how could this be possible, and what's going on? So
Yeah,
that's what happened.
the wing switch, it's really working, because especially Dembele can play in all the positions. He can come in, he can go out wide, and Rafinha is doing a great job on the wing. Let me just tell you,
Yeah,
great
yeah.
job.
I
I
think
mean,
these two players can switch the wings, like both of their legs, right and left. Both of them are strong legs. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
really
of course,
talented players.
Rafinha's right foot is not as good as Dembele's right foot because he is completely ambidextrous. No, ambidextrous. You can
Ambidextrous is
use
both hands.
both hands. I don't
Yeah,
know what's the word for
I
legs.
don't know the words for legs. Yeah,
Yeah, but in general, Rafinha is doing what he's asked to do. So very good. Uh, so 43 minutes in, Aniket, our little Pedri Potter displays some of his magical tricks with that calm and relaxed shot on the goal when he received the perfect ball, the perfect through ball, because he was just running into the ball, perfectly gets the ball in front of him on his right foot, does a little finesse, bam, goal, doubling Barcelona's lead in the first game, 2-0, halftime, 2-0. I mean, what a feeling. That because we have been talking about this episode that, 0-0, a good game, some chances created, not a goal. Some chances created, not a goal. Many chances created, not a goal. No chances
not a goal.
created, not a goal.
Yeah,
But this time, many chances created, good goal scoring chances, good goals, a good throughout performance. But before we go to the dressing room in the halftime, literally the last minute of the injury time of the first half, Real Valladolid gets a free kick in a dangerous position. They take a good free kick, almost. Uh, so, for example, I actually thought that the ball was pretty similar to how Rafinha drilled the ball in for Lewandowski in the first goal. It was pretty much similar. Real Valladolid attacker, he got the ball, he gets the ball, he touches the ball, I think, on his chest, and he has the perfect space and perfect time. He is not offside, and he was just probably going to have a go at the goal. Only Eric Garcia, just heading it out, just seconds before. I, I mean, it was amazing, as we discussed many times that, yes, Eric Garcia uh, is developing good, but still, he makes that one mistake, one blunder, and then and that one blunder literally concedes a goal. So his mistakes are like always big. This time,
yeah,
Aniket,
yeah.
okay, probably it's too soon to say. So 3 games into the season, but he is acting as a good leader, and even Xavi has mentioned that he could be a captain at the age of 21 because his leadership skills and the way he's training, it's
Yeah.
amazing. So, you know, uh, it's very good. And for the first time, probably
Not
in last,
many player has it in him. Not many players has that in them. Like
yeah, I
to
mean,
be a captain. If
yeah, I
if
mean,
your
it was.
manager is saying you can be a captain at 21, that's a really big words for Eric Garcia from Xavi.
Yeah, and that heading clearance, it was so good.
Yeah.
And it's not that we have seen such kind of things in last, let's say, last 1 decade after Mascherano left, because Puyol left and then Mascherano left, and then there was
Hmm.
no, like, defender left in Barcelona who had these guts to, put their heads and, bodies, and just, they had only one, let's say, objective is to die but not to concede. And this is
Hmm.
sort of an objective for Eric Garcia kind of play. His dedication towards defending is amazing. And then we have we talk about and we praise Ter Stegen for having a clean sheet. Yes, I mean, he's clearly being helped by players like Eric Garcia to maintain that clean sheet. Uh, so we go to halftime, as we discussed, 2-0, thanks to the two amazing goals scored by the attackers, but also a very good defending by Eric Garcia just before the first half.
So now comes the time in second half. Both the team went unchanged in the second half. No substitutions as of now in the as the team walks out from the dressing room. But it comes sooner than later. It was 62nd minute, and it was time for Xavi to bring on some fresh legs. So Gavi, Rafinha, and Araujo made the way to the dressing room, and Frenkie de Jong, Ansu Fati, and Sergio Roberto was brought on the were brought on the pitch by our manager. As soon as these three players were on the pitch in the 65th minute, Dembele was Dembele receives the ball on the right wing, turns towards his left, dodges one defender, continues his move towards the center, takes down the second defender, elegantly passes the ball to Lewandowski. And what does this man do? Bam, he scores again. I mean, this guy is an expert finisher. I don't need to tell this to the whole world. This guy could do what is impossible. It was just a slightest of the angles where I think it was a back heel. He just backheeled the ball through the slightest of the angles, and bam, man, it's a goal. 3-0, Barcelona in the lead. Valladolid 0, Barcelona 3. Brilliant pass, brilliant finish, and a perfect execution of the plan.
Yeah, you said it perfectly. First of all, brilliant passing, brilliant dribbling, because without a dribble, it couldn't be possible. So
No,
cheers to
you will have to
Dembele.
give you will have to
Yeah,
give Dembele a full credit of that assist.
yeah. But without that back heel, the goal would be impossible. So you cannot
Yeah,
choose anything
yeah,
more than other. Both things stand equally. And as you
yes,
said, Lewandowski, man, he is something else. And the way he is, he has settled in his new club. It doesn't even seem that he just has played like three professional games for the club. He
yes.
is
And
looking as if
this is
he
what
has been.
Barcelona.
Yeah, no, and Aniket, for example, playing for Barcelona is hard. Is
Yeah,
hard, and it's not that I am
yeah,
saying it or you are saying it, because we are no one. We are just fans. But for example, when Griezmann came, it was hard. When Ibrahimovic came, it was hard. When Andre came, it was hard. It's not as
even
easy.
I would add Coutinho when he was given the
Yeah,
responsibility of Iniesta. It was hard for him.
it was hard for him,
But
and it never got easy,
yeah,
especially when it comes to Coutinho. It never got
yeah,
easy. It never got easy for Griezmann. And whenever
yeah,
these kind of players come, let's say, everyone, they try to support the players, because this is the common nuance, that it's hard to play for
yeah,
Barcelona, especially when, for example, Luis Suarez, he was a world beater when he came to Barcelona. He couldn't score for like months. It was hard,
yeah.
and these stories are being told by Xavi, that they used to, let's say, motivate him, because the same logic. It is hard to
Hmm.
play for Barcelona, but this guy, he looks like he's been playing for the club for last 5 seasons, uninterruptedly. Beautiful play, beautiful goal, and couldn't have been a better 3-0. Couldn't have been.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
90,000 fans, close to 90,000, if I'm not wrong, 89,000. Uh,
84, 89 or
80,
84. I'm confused.
yeah, sorry, 84,000. Yeah, I'm not. I think I stand corrected. 84,000 people who went to see Barcelona. It must have been a treat for them, a perfect treat. A perfect Sunday. And talking more about that, it's actually a very, very good, let's say, feeling that Barcelona fans are trusting the team. They're going back to the club. Uh, you know, every weekend we are counting that number. Really, really amazing stuff,
And
especially after.
especially after what happened to the team in the last season. Messi left the club.
Yeah,
We were not in good shape at all, and
we got
I mean, I
disqualified
don't
from
know what to
UEFA
say.
Champions League in last 20 years for the first
Yeah,
time. So yeah,
we got
it's
disqualified from Champions League. We got kicked out of the Europa League. I mean, come on, man.
yeah,
But that's good sign that the fans are supporting the club and going to the stadium to watch the match, to watch them play. It's a good
yeah.
symbol.
It's a very good symbol, as you said, and even in the Manchester City game, because it was just a friendly, to be honest, to to make funds for our former assistant coach, Unzu, because he's suffering from ALS, a disease which has been diagnosed by him, and for him, and they say that there is not much cure. So this game for to I think to make awareness for the disease, and also to make some money. So our prayers, of course, with the former coach, and we hope that soon he gets well very soon. And I hope that throughout the world, whoever is suffering through this disease, they all feel well. But even for the game, 90,000 fans showed up. It's
Mhm.
it's a beautiful game, and it's a beautiful stadium, and we are getting our fans back, and there is nothing better than this. But coming back to the game, 68 minutes into the game, what is saved once again from Ter Stegen? You know, it could have easily been 3-2 if it was just taken from last season. But no, he is back, as we discuss every single episode in this season. And just seconds later, what an amazing goal line clearance from Kounde, Aniket, because now he was, I think, back as a centre back, as we discussed.
Yeah.
Araujo paved the way for Sergi Roberto. So Kounde came back from right back to centre back, and Sergi Roberto was playing as a right back. So even he debuted for Barcelona, and then he has played in two different positions on his debut on the same game, and he has performed on both the positions. And this one
How
was even,
comfortable did he look
yeah,
even
yeah,
on
yeah,
the center back and on the right back position?
yeah.
Man,
And
this guy was
if
literally flowing.
if you remember, the moment he made that goal line clearance, Ter Stegen was pumped, in joy and cheers, and he went to him and gave him a high five, and the energy that you feel, the chemistry between the players, it's amazing. So again, once again, it's like make the defense great again. It's like that kind of feeling. Make
Yeah.
defense, make goals, goalkeeping, clean sheeting. It's amazing feeling, and
What we could
soon,
see is the team right now. It's like it's a block of people coming together as a team and playing the beautiful game of football together. But what was happening before, it was like just some individual effort, some individual skills, some individual talent, and just pass the ball to Messi and he'll do something, he'll create some magic, score the goal, something happening like that with no intended strategy, with no team play. But
mm,
now everything is working beautifully, even the defense. I mean, I have criticized Barcelona defense many number of times, but I can see some improvements in that as well. So everything is coming, every piece is joining itself, and it's making a beautiful in making of a beautiful game of football.
yeah. And coming back to Kounde, Aniket, this player is gonna be a fan favorite very very soon, because the way he has handled the pressure, and the way he is, again, the same principles as we talked about Lewandowski, uh, applies on him, because for him it's
Yeah.
even harder, because to be a Barcelona center back, it's probably the toughest job in the world, because you have to play at such a high point of line. So it's very hard for you to recover. It's very hard for you to do all the jobs, because as we discussed in the last episode, the game starts from the center back. And the way
Yes.
he has comfortably handled the
Yes.
situation, he's going to be a fan favorite very very soon.
Yeah. For
Yeah,
sure, definitely. I have no doubts about it. If you ask me who was your one of the best players, Kunde is on that list for sure.
yeah, for sure. So moving on, Ansu, like minutes later, Ansu had a great chance after an impressive run on the left hand side, but only to be saved by Joel Masip, another former Barcelona goalkeeper. He was a Barca academy player. Unfortunately, due to competition, he had to leave. But despite conceding 4 goals in this game, he saved more than 3-4 clear cut chances. For Barcelona,
Mhm.
by Barcelona, of course. It could have easily been like 6-7-0, but for him, he has performed very well. Again,
I could also
Xavi,
remember.
yeah,
Sorry to interrupt you. I could also remember one of Lewandowski's shot. It was saved by Joel Masip. It was great, man.
yeah,
I thought it was on the woodworks, but on the slow mo camera they showed
yeah, yeah. We will discuss
it was
about
saved from Joel Masip.
that goal after just like now.
Yeah.
So again, Xavi walking at the same principle that we are Barcelona, we score goals. 2 minutes into the injury time, so 92 minutes, Lewandowski at the perfect position in the Valladolid box after receiving a pass from Ferran Torres. Yes, you heard it right. Ferran Torres on the left wing, so quite far from him.
Yeah.
On the right wing, my bad. Uh, Probably his only contribution, taps the ball in Lewandowski, but Joel Masip coming big, once again, with
Yeah.
an impossible point blank range. But Sergi Roberto, just standing probably a meter away from Lewandowski on the right, center of the goal, gets a rebound and he finishes it clinically. He will not get such an easy chance, but you have to be there to score it. You have to be there at the right time and the right place. So, and he makes the most of it, Aniket. Barcelona
Yeah.
4-0. 4-0. And again, as you were discussing, Joel Masip came up big because it could have been a good chance for Lewandowski to clear his to get his hat trick, of the first hat trick for Barcelona. But unfortunately, it couldn't be. But he was not sad at all. He was not disappointed. He was happy for the team, and this is the type of players that we want for Barcelona, especially to be reconstructed. Do you have any thoughts on the goal, or should we move on?
Of course. I want to say one thing about Lewandowski. Like he he's a man who could score goals for Barcelona. What we were facing till now, we were creating many chances. Let's go to last season. We were creating many chances, but we were not able to score. We bought Aubameyang and we started a little bit of scoring. We now have Lewandowski, and he's scoring. He just got to work so fast that no one imagined that we could have done this much in such a short amount of time. And yeah, this guy is just about there to score. He receives the ball from the wingers, from the midfielders, and he's there to score. Unfortunately, he could not score a hat trick in this game, but I was so much expecting from this one that he could score a hat trick. But anyways,
I
at
mean,
least we got a goal.
a player of such quality, he will have many, many opportunities to score a hat trick, and I'm sure he will not,
For sure.
lose chances like this to have a hat trick. Yeah. So moving on to Sergio Roberto, because Sergio Roberto scored this goal, and he had a good bits and pieces in the City game, in the Manchester City game again. Because he had an assist. So from the right back position, he again played some part on the right back. Uh, so Aniket, I have a question for you. Because after these couple of games, and he had a good preseason uh till last season, or at least in couple last 2 or 3 seasons. Yes, we have been seeing that his prominence fell, under in the team, in the squad, even though that he still was like the fourth captain of Barcelona. His contract extension was a bit off because reports say that Laporta and his board, they basically gave him such a huge pay drop, or pay, like less salary, that they expected him to reject, and then they expected
Yeah.
that he would go on and move to another club. But probably Sergio Roberto, I don't know what reasons he had, but he decided to accept this such a low salary, and he accepted the contract. And it seemed like another Umtiti or another Braithwaite. But I don't know, like, what are your thoughts? Like, do you think the revival of Sergio Roberto is on the cards, or he will still be just a squad member in Xavi's squad?
Well, what I think, it would be too soon for us to comment on Sergio Roberto right now, because at this point of time, the season has just started. You could not say what exactly the player has in him, and what he has to prove, and what Xavi wants from him. But seeing his performances in the past, like not the recent past, like a long past, I would say, he was one of the good players in Barcelona squad. Like he had his part to play in that Barcelona 3 to 4 years ago, I would say, in 14, 15, 16. He was a great player. He was a midfielder, but well, it was the start of him to be played as the defender. But now that Xavi is in the command, he would have some things planned for him. And the way Xavi is using him, I think it's great for the team. He is performing good. We saw it in the last game against Manchester City as well. As you said, he had that perfectly good assist. Uh, so I don't know what the time has stored in it, but I definitely think that Sergio Roberto would be there and would be there for quite long for Barcelona. Let's see how the time unreveals itself, and uh, and let's see how it goes with Sergio Roberto. But for sure, this player is improving, and
Yeah.
I hope that he improves just like this. And yeah, let's see how it goes.
Especially, I think with if in case Barca fails to sign a new right back, he could come as a handy player, because
Yeah,
Kounde,
yeah,
I don't know, he will be starting every game on the as a right back, as we
as a right
discussed.
back. Yeah.
Araujo surely is not comfortable to play as a right back, especially when it comes to be offensive.
Mm-hmm.
Dest, probably, let's say Dest could come back if he's not sold. He has
I
his
think it's a
prominence back.
it's a little bit complicated with Dest. If he leaves, there is no chance him coming back. If it does not leave, will Xavi give him a chance to stay at the right back position? It's a little bit complicated, but let's
I
see
think I
how it
think
turns out.
he will give, because season is long, and Xavi will
Mm,
need all his players. Especially, for
mm-hmm,
example, when we compare breadth weight, or when we talk about Umtiti, these players, they are not at the physical level at which
mm,
Barcelona is expected to have its player to compete in all the competitions. But Dest is physically very, physically fit, and he has that talent to play for Barcelona. And in last season he has shown some intensive bits and pieces that he can be a good pullback, because he comes from that Ajax mentality, who has the same Barcelona philosophy. So I think he can be a very, very good player. I don't know what went wrong with Xavi. I mean, between him and Xavi, as we discussed in, I think, last episode, or previous to that one, that Test, in my opinion, he should be the first choice right back. To be honest, he deserves that. In case he doesn't leave, mind you. If he
mm-hmm,
leaves, of course, as you said, he Barcelona, uh, according to the priority, they want to buy Johan Foyth, which seems impossible right now, especially with this clause. But let's see. Yeah.
You talked a little bit about Ajax, so I just want to get to one more question for you. So, former Ajax player Frankie de Jong is in the reports that he would be joining Bayern Munich. What do you have to say about this? And do you agree, Frankie de Jong joining Bayern Munich?
Yeah. So yeah. First of all, there are like uh, let's say, rumors are not very consistent, so inconsistently written reports that some people are saying that there is no chance that Bayern Munich is gonna do this deal with De Jong. They think that their squad is quite full and quite complete. There's some reports saying that Barcelona is pushing De Jong to Bayern, especially for a loan, because
Mhm.
Bayern will not be paying like 80-90 million euros as Barcelona is expecting. So, first of all, it's very hard to unpack, because there are many aspects and many facets to the story. First is, as we discussed, Bayern is in the same Champions League group of as Barcelona. So giving your one of the most talented player to a right competitor is not Barcelona. I cannot believe and I cannot agree this for Barcelona. We are not a selling club. We are not Atletico de Madrid, or we are not Villarreal, we are not Sevilla, we are not Benfica, we are not Porto, we are not West Ham, we are not Bournemouth, we are not Dortmund, we are not Arsenal, we are Barcelona, Football Club de Barcelona. We don't sell players to our competitors. We don't. We have the best crop, available for our selection. We play them. It's end of the story. So if just for because there are reports of his salary being a bit high, especially in the squad, because it was one of the deals done by Bartomeu, the previous president of Barcelona. So he of course had like these huge contracts, which current board still has to respect. So I understand that there is a bit of non a bit of let's say imbalance in the squad, especially when it comes to finances, and the current presidency and the current board is trying to ask the players to reduce the salary. So I believe with De Jong also, they should have this talk, because De Jong always wanted to stay. It was his childhood
Mm.
dream to be at Barcelona. And as we talked about Ajax, the Ajax philosophy with Cruyff and with Koeman, and with so on, so many players who came to Barcelona and then went as legends, and he aspires to be one of them. And it's very sad that Barcelona is trying to offload him forcibly, because he doesn't want to leave.
Mm.
He wants to succeed at Barcelona. And in
Yeah.
this case, I'm 100% sure. I mean, okay, of course I cannot be 100% sure, but I believe that if he wants to stay, and he will surely be interested in sitting down with his agent and discussing, okay, what is the need right now, how much do I need to slash my salary to help my club. And I don't think, and I don't even believe one bit that he is not ready to reduce his salary. So it's if so, for example, I don't know if the reports are true, but if they have even one bit of truth, it's unacceptable. Frankie De Jong
I
stays
completely
at
agree.
Frankie De Jong stays at the club, or Frankie De Jong moves to, let's say, Chelsea or Bayern Munich. Sorry, Chelsea or Manchester United, who are not direct rivals. End of the story.
I completely agree with what you said. Yes, that is what should happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Aniket, enough of chit chat regarding the match and regarding the players. So now we move on to TFB man of the match. So in this segment, we discuss who will be the man of the match. And today is one of the days which is like one of the easiest decisions for us. Robert Lewandowski, hands down, completely. What a player! Xavi Hernandez said about Lewandowski is, I think, quote unquote, I think he is an extraordinary player. He is a natural leader and a born worker. He is an example for the squad. And, Aniket, as we discussed in the last
Yeah.
episode as well, we are very lucky to have him. And I hope that we will be lucky to have him for a bit more.
Yeah, for sure, man. This guy is proving himself. What do you want from a striker to score goals, right? And he is proving himself one day after another. Each and every match, he has scored goals for Barcelona.
Yeah.
It was very misfortunate, unlucky for him to not score a hat trick today. He had two chances to do that, but unfortunately, he could not. But I'm still happy for the team. I'm still happy for him being scoring for Barcelona.
But he will come back hungrier. So he will come
Oh,
back
for sure.
back for a hat trick. So good for him, good for the club, good for the fans. And Aniket, just to add to a point that you said, what more you need from a striker than scoring a goal is, when you play for Barcelona, you have to score a goal, but the goal has to be beautiful. And Lewandowski is doing both of the things. So hands down, TAB man of the match, Robert Lewandowski. So let's move on to the next segment, which is TFB ratings. In this segment, we We rate all the players in the game. So Aniket, please, tell me your ratings?
Yeah, let's
The man
start
of the
from
match?
our goalkeeper. No,
No,
let's
let's
go the
start
other
with
way
the
this
man of the
time.
match. Yeah.
So the man of the match, Lewandowski gets 9.5. Uh, Dembele gets a score of 8. Rafinha 7.5. In all, a good game for our attacking line, especially the wingers. I mean, what could you expect from wingers? They just have to run the ball and pass it to the striker, and they did what they could perfectly and beautifully in this match.
Yeah. The
So
only
they get
thing,
the score
sorry to
accordingly.
interrupt you, but the only thing that Dembele didn't do is to score. Other than that, he did everything.
Well, he had one shot on
Yeah, he
target.
had.
It was a
Yeah,
good one,
yeah.
but
So as I
unfortunately,
said,
it was safe.
he
Yeah.
did everything other than score. So a perfect
Yes.
game for him, apart from scoring.
Yes. Perfect night for the tactics. Now, let's now move to our midfielders. Pedri gets a score of 8 uh, for that magical goal. Busquets get a score of 7.5. I have one thing to say about Busquets. I have been saying this offline many number of times. I'll just repeat it today again. So if the game is going on and if you can't see Busquets in the game, that means he's playing beautifully.
Yeah.
He's doing what he is there to do. And
Your
today was one of those games where I did not see Busquets.
your favorite quote of all time, isn't it?
I do. That's my favorite quote, but that's the reality of Barcelona and Busquets. I'm sorry, Busi, but we cannot see you in the game. But that does mean that he's playing beautifully.
Yeah.
Gavi gets a score of 6.5. I was expecting a little bit more from Gavi, but yeah, as you pointed it out, he's good in running, he's good in positioning, but what happens at the end, that needs to be worked on, and I'm sure Xavi has an eye on it, and I'm sure he will work on it. And come on, let's give that boy a little bit of slack. He's
Yeah,
just
he
18,
just
19.
turned 18 exactly. Yeah. No, but
Yeah,
and
so
I agree with you. Is if Xavi is starting him in a starting lineup, that means he's training well, because otherwise
oh
Xavi
yes,
will not do it. So yeah, he just
yes,
needs probably needs to believe in himself and make that execution from training to the game, and I'm
yes.
sure he will do it very soon, very quickly this season.
Yes, that's why a rating of 6.5 for him could improve, a lot of chance of improvement, and let's see what happens. Starting with Kounde in the defense line, good game. He was everywhere to be seen on the pitch. A rating of 7.5 for Kounde. Araujo 7. Eric Garcia for that amazing save just before the first half, 7.5. Balde 7 and Ter Stegen 7.5.
Yeah,
That are those were the
our
ratings for today.
our goalkeeper is slowly coming back, and even Xavi said about him that he needed his big, big break, big holidays, because he is an amazing player. And I'm really happy how even last season when Ter Stegen wasn't performing that well as he's doing right now, he always affirmed that Ter Stegen is one of the cornerstones of his project. The belief
Yes,
that he has
yes.
in Ter
At some
Stegen
point
is.
of time, even we were a little bit shaken. Like, should Toastegen be here or
Yeah,
do we need
especially
someone else?
after
But Xavi
especially
had that
after the
belief.
emergence of Iñaki Peña, it was a bit of a
Yes.
question: is Ter Stegen,
Yeah.
does Ter Stegen deserve to be Barca's number one? And he's proving every week in week out that he deserves to be
Yeah.
Barca's number one,
Yeah.
indisputably.
He
Yeah.
deserves to stand there. He deserves to stand there at the goal for sure.
Yeah. So thank you, Aniket, for your ratings, and let's move on to one of the most interesting segments of our game, of our podcast. My bad, is TFA penalty shootout. In this segment, we discuss about all the transfer rumors. The last week upcoming is the last week for the transfer rumors. So then it would completely be administrative stuff. So let's enjoy this one and the next one in the next episode. So I'll start. Barcelona rejects the possibility, a possible transfer of Bernardo Silva due to financial crunches.
The next one coming, the big man Frankie de Jong made his decision on his future. Finally, he plans to stay at Barcelona.
Yeah. Memphis deal with Juventus gets completely shattered as the Italian side signs Milik from Marseille. Manchester United probably emerging as an option for Memphis Depay. My bad.
In an effort to register Kounde, Pablo Torre has only been registered with Barca Athletic so far.
Yeah, the reports are being said that with possible departure of Aubameyang, maybe it will be done. So let's hope for that. Real Valladolid seemingly the most likely destination for S Abde, the young winger from Morocco, if I'm not wrong. But before that, he will extend his contract with Barcelona till 2026.
People close to Dest think that the right back could leave Barcelona this summer. I don't see where I don't see his leaving possibilities as we have nothing set for him. But let's see how it goes.
Javi Galan option is gaining strength, and reportedly he would earn less than Marcos Alonso. So Barca's current financial crisis could suit this transfer.
The next news is coming. The BVB director Sebastian Kehl on Manchester United and Barca links for Munir said, "We have no intention of selling Thomas Munir, so maybe Xavi Galan is an option. Let's see how it goes."
Yeah, but Javi Galan is a left back. So for right back, maybe
Yeah,
Thomas Meunier as a right back, it would be hard for
let's
Dest.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So let's hope that in the final 4 days of the transfer window, Matteo Alemani and Laporta and his whole board can perform exactly as they performed in the whole summer, which was brilliant, and they can especially make some exits possible, which is Braithwaite's exit, which is reportedly being said as Mallorca and I think Girona, if I'm not wrong, are the two clubs which are interested in him. But of course, they cannot pay Barcelona, or they cannot pay exactly the salary that he earns at Barcelona. So reports are saying that Barcelona and Braithwaite, they are discussing like a termination clause close to 2.5 million figure, so that he can leave for free. And then Umtiti was a very important departure to the side Lise, as we discussed, and Aniket analyzed in the last episode. So it was a good departure, and I think if Dest leaves, I think the squad will be complete as per Xavi's demands.
yeah. And let's hope we have everything done as per Xavi's demands and as per his plan. Let's see.
So let us move on to the last segment of our episode today, TFB lineups. And in this one, actually, we have made a modification since the last episode, because we have been finding this segment extremely difficult, because Xavi makes so many changes in the formation, in the structure, in the personnel, that it's becoming harder and harder for us to predict the game, and we don't want to embarrass ourselves, because I think mind you, it's not about embarrassment, but it's impossible to predict anything, because when you have a squad, such a big squad, such a huge squad of so many talented players who want to, who have a good rapport with the coach, it's difficult for anyone to predict a lineup.
And most of all, everyone is performing perfectly in their own position. So
Yeah,
it's very difficult for Xavi to select the squad, and it's even difficult for us to give
to
out the
predict the squad.
predictions.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what we will do from this episode and from the upcoming episodes is we will opine about the possible squad that we would like to have, uh, and then we would mark out the reasons for what it would be. So Aniket, I will let's say opine about, let's say, the attacking position and the midfield, and please you can carry on with the defenders. So I will start with the attacking for the next game, which will be a big game versus Sevilla. A very big game, or an away game for Barca. So it has to be seen if Barcelona and Xavi can extend their unbeaten away game to 11 games, because they're currently 10 games unbeaten. So I think Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Dembele, they deserve to start the game next time, because Lewandowski, I don't have to explain why he needs to start. Because you know because blah blah blah. You know, I cannot repeat what we say because we cannot praise enough.
It would be just
Yeah,
it could be just the repetition
the
of what we said
repetition.
in the whole
Yeah.
podcast, maybe. Yeah,
So
that's
Lewandowski.
why.
And on
Yeah,
the right side, I would like Dembele, because Dembele brings something different to the club, to the team, especially with his speed and with his dribbling, and his two-footedness. So he can shoot whenever he wants. He has a knack for long range goals, short passing, long passing, everything. So I think
yeah,
right now, if there is any player after Lewandowski who gets written by Xavi, it's Dembele on the lineup. So he, of course, needs to start on the right wing. And I think Rafinha has performed quite well in this game, and even in the in a couple of previous games, when he was substituted, or he came as a substitute. I think he has been performing quite well, especially with the assist today, and his rapport with Dembele, and with the fullbacks, and with the center midfielders. Uh, he is a good option, and because of course Ansu Fati cannot start a game right now with his fitness, and Barcelona are not looking to force him to start a game, because it could be too soon. And Ferran Torres, you know my thoughts about him, so I will not go through them. In the midfield, I think Pedri needs to start, because the Pedri Potter, the
yeah.
way he scored this game, and the way he impacts this game positively. He's a magician. He's an artist, la crack. So he needs to start the game as well. Busquets, our midfield maestro, as you say, as you just said, that we didn't see him, and I hope that we only see him in the next game, in the lineup. That's it, not on the pitch. You know,
Not on the pitch. Yeah,
and I think, as we discussed, Gavi, yes, he had a good game. He could improve, as you said. So I don't know if, especially after Sevilla, against Sevilla, it's a big game, away game, could be a bit physical, and Gavi tends to, a bit more physical, and he draws yellow cards for fun, and especially when it comes to a big game,
yeah.
I don't think it's a good and smart strategy to start Gavi. So I think Frenkie de Jong would be a good option, because he had a good game. Of course, he did not impact the game positively, from the aspect of a goal or an assist. But yes, he had a good, comfortable game. He was going forward quite well. Uh, so yeah, these are my opinions. So what do you think about defense, Aniket? And of course, I mean, you can comment on what I mentioned as well. Huh?
Well, I quite agree with you what you said. Like, your Gavi point is quite precise. I totally agree with you on the Gavi point. Like, Frankie De Jong should start a game. He's a good player. He knows what he's doing, and even better than Gavi, I believe. Uh, I completely agree with your front three attacking line: Rafinha, Lewandowski, Dembele. No problem, nothing at all. Let's move on towards the defense. Balde, couple of games, what we have seen him, he has been amazing on his task, which was assigned to him by Xavi. So I think Balde would start the game. Even after the match, in the post-match presentation, in the post-match conference, Xavi was saying PK and Alba would have their moments in the season. The season is long, and they would have their moments. So what I am what I am just thinking, when I when I heard him saying that, I was like, okay, does that mean Alba and PK would not be in the playing 11 for the next game? I think so. So I think Balde would be retaining his position on the left wing, on the sorry, left back position. Araujo and Eric Garcia would retain their position as the centre backs. Araujo had a solid game. Eric Garcia, what you just mentioned about him, and even Xavi said that he could lead the team at the age of 21. This means that Xavi trusts him, and what we saw in the game today was totally convincing for him to retain his position as the centre back. Araujo, till now, we have not seen him play as our centre back. He was out of his position as the left back. But this game, we saw his game, and he was quite comfortable playing as a centre back. So I think Araujo would retain his position. And on the right side, I think we should give a chance to Kounde. This man was comfortably flowing on this position. So I think Kounde would be our right back. And of course, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen needs to start as our goalkeeper. No one is taking that position from him.
Yeah,
So that's my opinion about the lineup, the
yeah.
defense.
I completely agree with yours as well. And a big game for Kunde in case he starts because he goes back to his previous club Sevilla, and let's hope that he can start the game and he can perform in the game quite well. So Aniket, again, as usual, it was very, very interesting to analyze the game with you, and it's much it's a very good job to analyze the game when Barcelona is winning 4-0, because in that aspect, we can easily discuss about goals and stuff which is everything positive. So I hope that our
Yeah.
job, Xavi, makes our job this much easy every single week. Um, and I hope that we are as happy as today in the next game as well, especially against Sevilla, because he needs to make this mark against big teams. So it's very important to
Yeah.
for the next game, and even for the upcoming Champions League games, we will surely be coming back with more and more content. So Aniket, thank you so much again for talking to me. It was wonderful having a chat, and now I'm gonna go and dash on my bed because it's quite late, and you can have the whole afternoon in front of you, so you can chill, go to a restaurant and stuff. So thank you to all the listeners and to all the viewers. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow our content on Instagram and Twitter on TFB_pod. We are available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Amazon Music, and Anchor, and many more platforms. So please listen to us. Please show your love to us, and Forza Barca, and good night to all of you.
One last request: like, share, comment, subscribe.
Yeah,
Thank you
also
very much, everyone. Forza Barca. Goodbye.
Forza Barca.